Hey guys, Matt here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat hide and seek mode in Baldi's Basics Plus. So let's get right into this. Click play and we'll click hide and seek. Now before we get into this, if you don't know the basics of Baldi's Basics, go check out my guide on Baldi's Basics Classic Remastered. Should be linked in the description, the information card or the end card. I'll put it somewhere. And something to note which is different about Plus is that it uses randomly generated seeds. No other Baldi game does this. So when you click hide and seek, you want it set to random. You can see the seed on the top right and you can type in set seeds in the menu. But the thing about this is that there is no optimal route that I can give you because the seed that generates the map is completely random every time. This guide is intended to be a set of pointers, tips and tricks for beginners that will generally help new players with the basics of this game, but there is no specific route that I'm going to be telling you about here. So obviously we're just going to click play. And I'm going to go over some things that will be the same every time. So Baldi will greet you as you walk out of the elevator here. And just like Classic Remastered, he'll be passive in the beginning. He will be passive. You can walk right through him, no problem. And something else that you may notice before we begin is that he is also not going to count down. He's not going to be aggressive or anything until we move a certain distance away from him. So before you do that, before we begin anything actually, press escape, go to options. And if you haven't already, in audio settings, enable captions. This is going to be really important and really helpful down the line. It enables visual directional cues for every single sound in the game. You basically become Baldi. You can see every single sound and who made it and where it came from. Anyways, with that out of the way, what we want to do is kind of have a look around, stay close to Baldi for a moment and just see, can you spot any of the blue notebook doors? Yes, you can. And, the thing is, I wouldn't worry too much, because when you do move a bit away, Baldi will begin counting down. But during this, he is still passive. You can go right through him, and he won't hurt you. Not until he hits 0. So we can look around here. We've got some water fountains. It's very nice. But there's no notebooks around there, so we're just going to head on down here towards these blue doors. This blue door with a 99 on it. Behind each of these doors, there should probably be a notebook. Those are the rooms that contain notebooks. And you can see we've gotten 2 right off the bat here, which is a really good start. You can also sprint quite a bit in this game, because every time you collect a notebook, just like these water fountains, it resets your staminometer to maximum. You just left click, just like a notebook. Same with water fountains, same with notebooks. It refills your stamina. Although you don't want to be sprinting in front of the principal, because one of the school rules outlined on the blue posters is not to run in the halls. So be careful of managing your sprint. You can go ahead, sprint pretty freely if you want, but don't sprint if the principal can see you. You only have a very short time to react if he comes around the corner to stop sprinting, so don't hold down shift too much. Anyways, what we want to do now is head back to the exit before Baldi gets us. This isn't good. We've been caught by first prize, and now we're being teleported by arts and crafters, which only happens when we have 4 out of 4 notebooks. Oh man, this is quite a situation we got here. But doesn't matter, principal. I'm in, I'm out. Once you have collected all of the notebooks, you can go back to the elevator, get back in the elevator, and you'll be right back where you started, and that will pass you the level. Some things to note for floor 1 is that Baldi will become significantly more aggressive once you've collected the 4th notebook. It's pretty easy to avoid him while you're collecting the first 3 notebooks, but be careful once you've got that 4th notebook, because at that point, Baldi will be faster than you, even at full sprint. The other thing to note, as you saw there, was, you can kind of, be a little ballsy at the end, and if the principal spots you but you're about to exit, it doesn't matter. And the last thing I'd like to mention is Arts and Crafters. Again, if you guys would like to see a specific character guide, I can cover that. But if Arts and Crafters teleports you, it means you're near an exit, but Baldi is also near you. So do be sure to conserve your sprint if you can and be prepared for that situation. There's a lot of random things in this game. But anyways, let's get on now with Johnny's shop. This is optional. You don't have to do it, but if you so wish, you can go into Johnny's shop. And as you can see, you can buy a variety of items from Johnny, including a map. Now, the map is something which I will talk about soon. We're not going to buy it yet. We're going to buy it for floor 3, hopefully. But there are all kinds of items in this game, a few of which I do want to go over in a little bit of detail, which we're going to purchase here. I think the energy-flavored Zesty Bar, the alarm clock, and, well, this is a good insurance policy. We'll just buy these items, and they're pretty obvious, they're pretty intuitive. There are descriptions for all the items, so it's pretty clear what exactly they do. if you want to know more. But we're going to buy those and head on out. Again, the currency in this game is You Can Think points, aka YTPs, and YTPs are earned by collecting notebooks or answering math questions correctly. So again, let's go ahead and just hit play. So once again, Baldi will be here, waiting for us. As long as you're near him, he won't become aggressive yet. Now, we want to again have a look around. Are there any blue doors nearby? There is one there, but this is something which I didn't have time to mention on the first floor. You may notice that some blue doors will be accompanied by windows. There'll be windows near them, and you'll be able to see inside with posters explaining all of the characters' mechanics. We're just gonna get away from Baldi here. This is the principal's office, and there is not a notebook to be seen here, so you don't need to go in here. This is where he sends you into detention. This is a field trip, which I will do a separate guide on. That is completely optional. I'm gonna ignore it for today. And here is a math machine. Now, while Baldi is still counting down, you don't need to get the math questions right, because it doesn't affect his aggression in any way. But from floor 2 onwards, some of the notebooks you have to collect will be accompanied by math machines in the rooms. Let's just avoid first prize here. And Cloudycopter. Let's be careful. He's really getting in the way here. Come on, make your mind up. Now, something to note again, each floor is different. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but while floor 1 has 4 notebooks and 1 exit, floor 2 has 2 exits and 7 notebooks. So you've got 7 books to collect and 2 exits that you will need to go to in order to successfully complete the level. Now let's just be careful right here and head on through. So again, a good rule of thumb is to kind of follow the edge, go around the outside. Take the time to get the math correct in these rooms as well. It stops Baldi from moving for a bit and gives you a nice little time bonus to get away from him, even if he's right up close. However, this is not the case for every notebook on floor 2. Ooh, now Baldi sounds close, so I think I want to go this way. Avoid first prize here. But yes, a good rule of thumb is always follow the edge, like a maze. Stick to the left wall or stick to the right wall and just stay there the whole way through. We don't really want to visit the library right now. And again, Baldi thinks we're over there, because the last time he was heard was over there. But obviously, the Baldicator on the bottom right indicates that he knows we're here. If he's smiling and he looks to the left, he knows where you are, and he's going towards that sound. If he looks to the right and he's pulling a thinking face, that means he's not quite sure where you are and will not necessarily go for that sound first. Now, we still haven't found all 7 notebooks, but we're back at the start. So obviously, using the map while you're moving is useful, but you can always press M, use Q to zoom out, E to zoom in, WSD to look around, and take the time to look at the full map while you're paused. Now, judging by what areas we have and haven't filled in the map, the last notebook's either here, where the library is, which is quite a large room, or more likely, it's somewhere around here, and we haven't quite connected it up yet. So, I'm going to continue moving around. Holding down tab is a technique that I recommend. It just really helps me get my bearings. Honestly, it's up to you. Personal choice, whatever you prefer. And don't sprint unless you really need to, especially at this point when Baldi is moving so quickly. Again, you can kind of see from the captions where Baldi is going. He's going away from us right now, so we can go this way. Baldi's also just been lured towards that clock. And we didn't actually make the noise of opening that door. So he didn't hear that, but he did hear that. So what we want to do now is not sprint in front of the principal, and be sure not to sprint. He catches a lot of people out. Let's go to each exit. Now, you will get this out of order sign when when you're going to an exit that is not the final exit. And, ooh, he's getting quite close here. We, essentially just want to loop around. This is a little scuffed. Really, you want to follow the edge and go along the outside. But you will need to go to all of the exits in order to pass the level. And for floor 2, there are 2 exits that you must pass. However, we've made it right back. And on the last one, you're able to go right back in just like you did before. So, obviously, you'll get your time, your grade, your YTPs. Again, you can think points earned from collecting notebooks and answering math questions. I'm going to visit Johnny again because I like his shop. Now, unfortunately, we don't have enough points to buy the map here, which I normally do. It used to be a lot easier to do this, but unfortunately, we don't quite have enough points. So, for now, I might just leave it. We could buy another Zesty Bar again. That's just a stamina boost, really. The clock was kind of useful, but honestly, I think I'd rather just get a Zesty Bar. And maybe a nose squeeze, essentially makes a door silent. The scissors are for dealing with certain characters. Again, I'll make a whole other guide if you need help with specific items or characters. But now, we're going to get right into floor 3, which is the largest and most difficult out of all of the floors. So, here we are on the 3rd floor. Baldi will once again greet us. It's the same thing, rinse and repeat. As I've mentioned already, the number of notebooks, number of characters, the number of rooms will all increase. The 3rd floor has 9 notebooks to collect. So my recommendation for this is to not take too much time. You can take your time when Baldi is slow early. Something you may wish to do if you weren't able to buy the map from Johnny and your map is blank like this, is just to do a loop of the entire map, slowly fill it out, and then plan the route to collect the notebooks. However, this game does rely on improvisation and opportunity seeking as well as prior planning. It really depends on your play style and whether or not, like me, you can afford to buy a map. So we see a blue door right here off the bat. We want to collect it. Doesn't matter if we get the question wrong because Baldi's still counting down. Again, you really want to dash through this early section to just get as many notebooks as you can before even beginning the game. It's essentially a freebie. We've got 3 notebooks right off the bat there, and Baldi's countdown has only just finished. Something else, which I don't believe I've mentioned yet, is that all of the other characters will only spawn in once Baldi's countdown is finished. While Baldi is counting down, you have free roam of the entire building without any of the other characters being present. And again, I'm actually not really sprinting enough here. I'm a little bit fearful of the principal, but really, you can sprint quite a bit, and you're going to need to on the 3rd floor. Something good to do is to, keep track of where your map's been filled out, and, where exits are. Kind of plan ahead and think, okay, well, if there are exits here, I'm going to need to either turn around or just loop back around and go through the whole building. But yeah, right now, we're really just focused on getting these math questions correct, which I'm failing to do. On the 3rd floor, most of the notebooks, if not all, will have math machines, so do be prepared to do some quick maths. It's pretty simple. Unless you're an absolute idiot like me, you should be all golden. 0 minus 0 is 0. I know mathematically that might not be technically correct, but that's what this game decides, and the game rules. So yeah, here we go. We've got another exit here. Very awkward generation. Interesting to make note of where that is. We've got 7 out of the 9 notebooks now. So again, you may wish... Baldi heard that. We haven't really done a full loop of the map yet. And I can hear Baldi getting close, which is why it's really good. We can get the math right on that one. And have him be stopped for a moment. Now he's getting quite close, which is not good. So we want to get this math right. Again, when Baldi is paused, he actually does become passive, like he is at the beginning of the game. Oh no, I think I might have screwed up. Oh, I don't think I can. Oh, I've got the keys. I've got to use the keys. Ah, right. So here's the thing, guys. The 3rd floor is more difficult, and I think it's important to show that you have 3 lives in this game. The power tubes on the right side of your elevator are lives. If you lose all 3, it's game over, but you do have 2nd and 3rd chances for beating the level. Now we have enough YTPs. I'm going to get by the map. I should have done this first, but I was going a bit slower for the guide, so I didn't get all the points I needed. And, 5 points away from the dangerous teleporter. I'll just go with that. I'll buy one of these, I guess. Okay. Well, that didn't go too well, but hopefully this is all making sense to you guys. Again, if you've bought the map and you filled it out, now you get to view the entire map like so. So you can use this to kind of plot an optimal route and figure out where the best way to go is. For example, I can see now that I want to go left to get this notebook at the start, but then I want to take a right turn, get these 2, and go anti-clockwise. It just seems like the most efficient thing to do. And then, once I've gotten the last notebook, which is going to be this one, which is actually where I was. Unfortunately, the principal caught me when I was walking up here, which was just, again, a rookie mistake. Be careful of holding shift when the principal is about. Switch on those captions. I guess you want to pick... I guess the next exit is here. So you want to be mindful of where the exits are. Now we can go from that exit, again, counterclockwise. What I'm going to do is actually skip ahead to when I've collected all of the notebooks again. So there'll either be a time lapse or a jump cut. I don't know how I'll edit it yet. But yeah, let's get these notebooks. Oh, something I just remembered, which I haven't mentioned yet. The principal will always spawn at his office. So if you're worried about where the principal will begin, he'll always start off wherever the office is. So he's spawned in the detention room, basically. I don't know if I mentioned this either, but you can press spacebar to look behind you, which is really useful for avoiding getting caught out by the principal. I'm not sure how I forgot to bring that up until now, but yeah, if you press and hold spacebar, you can look behind you. It's quite handy. Okay, here we are. We're back at the last notebook. So now we just want to go get the exits, and it's important here to have some good items. My inventory right now is actually not ideal. You really want locks, bee sodas, anything that can prevent characters from getting closer to you. However, an energy-flavored Zesty Bar can be pretty handy. And hopefully here, we're just going to make it all the way around and it gets all the exits before Baldi gets to us. And I'm surprised Arts and Crafters didn't teleport us back there. That usually happens. But yeah, again, you'll see the exits go down like so. And you just want to try and get away. If Baldi is going quite fast and you don't have any useful items, what you can try and do is lose him by taking a lot of twists and turns without making sounds. And see if you can just lose him via turns. Sometimes you will get lucky and certain characters will help you out, such as Arts and Crafters, who's actually about to teleport us. Let's see if we can make it to this notebook before they do that, though. We definitely want some of our sprint back, if possible. Here we go. But Arts and Crafters will specifically put you near an exit, but also near Baldi. So it can be both a blessing and a curse. As you can see, Baldi's here. And there we go. I wasn't counting the exits. But Arts and Crafters, it's very rare for Arts and Crafters not to catch you at some point on the 3rd floor. Just because of how large the floor is. You'll eventually run into each other. But yes, once you've beaten hide and seek mode, you'll see yay on the floor. You'll be on the yay floor. You press play and, ooh, well, I'll just let it play out. You'll get this sequence, and, well, I won't talk over it.
It's good you came, 'cause you were taught. Now that you know to use your brain, I'll let you go till you come again.
So that's it. That is my guide. That is the ending there of hide and seek mode. And once you input, if you left click or anything like that, that screen will go away. But that is my guide to Baldi's Basics Plus hide and seek. Follow this strategy and you should be able to survive hide and seek, or at least have a good idea of what you are doing. If you have any questions, comment them below or join my community Discord server linked in the description. I highly recommend checking it out. It is a lovely place. With that being said, thank you guys for watching this guide. I hope it helped you, and I will see you in the next one.